Hey guys, it's Melanie. Happy Wednesday and welcome to the last get ready with me type video for this week. I've really enjoyed doing these and these videos haven't gotten a ton of views, but a lot of you really like this type of content, so I'm certainly willing to do it like once or twice a month going forward. If you're interested, just let me know. But today I thought that I would come at you with a drugstore eyeshadow tutorial. And I thought that I would choose some of the oldest makeup that I have left in my collection from the drugstore. And so I grabbed these three things here. The rest of my makeup is just gonna be from like my everyday Shop My Stash makeup drawer, but I got out the Essence Cookies and Cream eyeshadows in Macaron Cibon. And last night, a cookie saved my life. I don't remember when these came out at the drugstore, but I want to say Stella was probably pretty young. I don't think I got these before Stella, but I think she was pretty young. And she's 9, by the way. So, and this L'Oreal Color Infallible was actually sent to me by my friend Stephanie over at Flourish XO. If some of you have been with me for a while, you guys remember Steph. She doesn't upload on her channel anymore. She decided to head back into the classroom. She has a teaching degree, and so she wanted to get back into teaching, and that's what she's doing, and she's loving it, and she's really happy. I still keep in touch with Steph, and still absolutely adore her. I miss her content here on YouTube a lot because she was one of my like best friends here on YouTube, and she just always had such awesome content. She did like a lot of DIYs and cool things like that. But anyway, she sent me this from Canada several years ago. It's the Color Infallible in Tender Caramel. This was a color that we never got down here, and so she sent me this. This was, I think, this has to be at least 7 years, 6, 7 years old. So anyway, I'm gonna use it because why not? So let's do it. I still have my busted eye, by the way, so sorry, but I'm going to get my mop hair out of the way and whoops, come back. And then let's get into the makeup. Whatever I have on my face, I'm going to be listing and linking down below. So if you're curious about what's going on, I list everything. I try to list it in the order that I'm putting it on. So yeah, anyway, it's down there. Just check there. Okay, I'm gonna start with setting my SPF, which I don't feel like I need to set it, but I always put a layer of powder. I'm using the Milk Makeup Translucent Setting Powder. I always put a layer over my SPF to, I guess, set it, but then also just to like absorb some of that excess oil that can come through throughout the day. So that's why I do this step. If you have dry skin, you're cringing. And I get it, this wouldn't be your thing. But if you're oily, this really works great. I highly recommend it. So, yesterday in my video, you guys saw the exploding egg situation that I had on my hands. By the way, Stella asked me to make hard-boiled eggs again today, and I was like, yeah, that's gonna have to be when I'm like in the kitchen, committed to the process, because I'm not cleaning up that mess again. And she was like, oh yeah, I totally get it. I made a mess yesterday by forgetting the eggs on the stove. And when the water boils away, then, you know, the eggs explode all over your kitchen. I did, by the way, also find some chunks on top of our cabinets, and we have really high ceilings downstairs. And our kitchen cabinets, like, they don't go all the way to the ceiling, but they're really tall cabinets. And there were egg particles, egg shells, egg yolk whites, all of it. Just even on top of the cabinets, which amazed me because it's so high. They really had some force behind them when they exploded. It also actually knocked the lid off. I'm surprised the lid didn't break. It didn't. It's quite impressive. Oh, and I'm wearing black, and it's fine, we'll deal with this later. Anyway, so that got me thinking, what is wrong with my brain? Because this is not the first time that I've done this, and I tend to do stuff like this more frequently the older that I get. And part of me is like, am I getting dementia? Why can I not remember basic things? And why am I doing stuff like this? It just creates a lot more work for myself. And I think I know what it is, because my kid also has it. Well, Stella has ADHD, and I can now say she comes by it honestly, because I think that I have it too. I don't have the hyperactivity. I think I just have ADD. But my brain, you guys, goes a million miles a minute. And I used to never be like this. Like, when I was growing up, I was super calm child. I grew up with a brother that my brother Florian had really, really bad ADHD when we were growing up. And it caused so many issues in our family because he was just kind of nuts sometimes, and would act out a lot. And my mom, bless her heart, man, she tried everything, but she didn't want to put him on medication at all. And so it was just really hard sometimes in our family growing up, because my stepdad, he was in the military. And so for him, you know, you comply and you just do what you're told, and that's what it is. Whereas my brother was like, he had so much energy, but was so creative and so artistic and so talented. No one drew as in like art, like my brother. He still, well, I don't know if so much after his motorcycle accident. When I first got pregnant with Stella, my brother got into a terrible motorcycle accident. And if you were with me on my channel during that time, you know that in my announcement video where I announced that I was pregnant, I also shared that my brother was in a terrible motorcycle accident. It wasn't his fault. He received a severe traumatic brain injury and basically shattered almost so many bones in his body from head to toe. Like, he shattered, like, one side of his face was just like, and he was wearing a helmet, but just the force of the impact just crushed his face. And so they had to like rebuild his face. He lost use of one of his eyes. The injuries, like, he limps really badly. He's very unsteady. It was a horrible, horrible motor accident. We didn't think he was going to survive, but because he has the, like, I don't know, he just has so much energy and will for life that, like, he just was like, I'm just gonna live. And he did. And life isn't easy for him now, and the traumatic brain injury is really tough because it's really hard for him. I don't want to like get into too much because that's like his personal stuff. But anyway, with the ADHD growing up, I started like noticing some things in Stella kind of early on that I noticed in my brother early on too. And my mom was like, oh yeah, he's just a boy. He just has a lot of energy. And I was like, are you sure? Because I'm in class with other boys and they're not like this. And my mom was like, it's fine. He just has a lot of energy. And I think maybe she was kind of in denial about it. But anyway, I started seeing things in Stella and I was like, oh yeah, maybe we should go and have this evaluated. And we did. And yep, she's 9. I felt like I started noticing changes in Stella when she was 4. That was when I was like, and it's not just like, oh, she's growing and changing. It was like, she was different from other children. And smart. I have the smartest, brightest, like most energetic little girl. She is whip smart and funny. She's so funny, you guys. She has cracked me up ever since she started talking. Like she notices things that a lot of other kids are kind of oblivious about, but she will totally like just point them out and be like, why is this way? Why is this person behaving this way? Hey, did you notice that over there? Like just things that just went over my head, like, cause I'm just living my everyday life, but she like notices things that I think a lot of other people don't. So anyway, some of the things that come along with the ADHD are good. Like it's not all bad, but some of it can be bad. Don't get me wrong. Anyway, so I have Stella in therapy for this and we're doing things, so she's fine. But what I think I'm noticing is that I think I'm getting some adult onset ADD, as you can tell by how many like left turns I take with all of my stories. Guys, I can't stop my brain. It doesn't ever quit. And I'm actually this week like feeling really exhausted. I'm sleeping. That's the weird thing. I sleep throughout the night. I don't wake up. I feel like I'm asleep the entire time. Like there's nothing that I can remember about being awake. And Craig, he wakes up pretty easily and he's like, yeah, no, you're sleeping. You're dead asleep. And I can sleep through a freight train. Like I can sleep through anything. So, but anyway, I just feel really exhausted this week and worn out. And I honestly think it's because I cannot turn my brain off ever. And it leads to things like, here we are circling around finally, the eggs exploding on the stove. Like I knew that I'd put them on there and I remembered like, oh, you need to pay attention because you don't want the eggs exploding. What did I do? I walked away and was like, ooh, project. Just started in on something else. And part of me is like, I gotta figure this out. Not part of me, like the whole part of me thinks I gotta figure this out because I cannot live my life just, I'm putting on a lot of powder. I can't live my life with just this constant distraction in my head. Who else got adult onset ADD? Like, I can't be the only one because my whole life, like I said, I've been so organized, like hyper organized, super like with it, would never let anything fall between the cracks. Like nothing would ever get forgotten or lost. Now, frequently, like I can walk into a room and think, okay, I need to do this. And 2 seconds later, I'm like, why did I walk into this room? And sometimes it takes me like several hours to like be able to remember what I did. It's terrifying. It's terrifying to go from being completely organized and able to do everything you want, to being so forgetful. And before someone is like, oh, you should go have like an MRI or something. I get MRIs somewhat frequently because I have a tumor on my pituitary gland. I've named her Gladys, and she's been a part of my life for a while. I found out about her before I had Stella. I actually was not supposed to be able to have kids because of this tumor. It can cause infertility depending on how it affects the person that has it. But I got lucky, and literally within like the first month or two of trying, we did get pregnant with Stella. I thought it was going to take a lot longer, and so when I got pregnant, I was like, oh, poop. Wait a second, like this wasn't supposed to happen, or I was supposed to have more time. This is really fast all of a sudden. I mean, I knew obviously, you know, I had an IUD. Once I took the IUD out, there would definitely be a chance, but I just, with what the doctors were telling me, I was thinking like, oh, it's probably not going to happen at all. So anyway, I don't have anything else going on in my head. They've looked. Everything else is fine in there. It's just my lack of attention span or, God, I don't know. What is it? I think it's ADD. But at the same time, I don't know if I should try medication. I think I just need to go talk to my doctor. That's what I need to do. I see her regularly for, you know, Gladys, but I have not talked to my doctor about my inability to be able to think straight sometimes. Today I'm using the Lawless Make Me Blush in Vintage Love. This is so pretty, you guys. I think it'll be pretty with this eye look that I'm thinking of doing. Again, it's gonna be a boring mom look, so don't get your hopes up. One of these days, maybe in the fall, I'll try some more like jewel toned looks. It's just that like, for my everyday life, it feels a little silly to put on like, you know, bright blue eyeshadow. Says the girl who just bought like 3 bright blue eyeshadows from Sydney Grace. What I was thinking, I was like, those are so beautiful. Must get my hands on them. And then in true ADD fashion, I put them away and I'm just like, what? Blue eyeshadows, where? Okay, let's do one eye like we did yesterday. Okay, I'm gonna use the Cookies and Cream eyeshadow in Macaron Savon. I did take French in high school, and I'm gonna use this just to like kind of brighten up this eye area, set my Fenty primer. Yeah, I took 1 year of French and then switched to Spanish. My high school was really small, and for whatever reason, you were not allowed to take you were not allowed to take Spanish your freshman year. I think because it was a really popular class to take. You had to either take French or no foreign language. So I picked French for my freshman year because I was like, well, I guess this is it. I tend to be pretty good with foreign languages because English is actually not my my native language. I am originally from Germany. I've mentioned this multiple times. Not even a US citizen yet, although I am working on that. It keeps getting pushed back. I turned in my application last August? September? I think it was somewhere around there. And I was supposed to have my interview in April. And then I got a notice from the government, I guess, that everything is behind and they're pushing me off another 8 months. So I don't know, one of these years I will be one of you watching. The majority of you are from the States. So, but anyway, yeah, I just didn't think about it. I think about it now that I'm a grown up and I'm like, oh, these things affect me. I should be a part of this. So yeah, anyway, I can't wait to throw myself I'm a US citizen party. Oh, gosh. Did I say I'm originally from Germany? Yeah, I'm German. My stepdad is American. That's how we ended up in America. Specifically in Washington. We moved to Washington when we left Germany, and I lived in a town called Spanaway for a few months with my dad's brother and wife at the time. And then we moved to a town called Lakewood and lived there for a few years, and then moved to where I went to high school, which was small town. Small. Like, I had 36 people in my graduating class, and I think we started out with like 60, but the vast majority either moved away or dropped out. There was a high dropout rate at our high school for some reason. But yeah, anyway, 36 people in my graduating class. It's a small crowd of people. The vast majority of the people in my class were really great, although there were a couple where I was like, oh, you are something. I don't know. I mostly kept to myself in high school. I didn't really come out of my shell until I was like in college, but how is this get ready with me for a random assortment of topics, huh? I'm gonna do the other eye off camera again today. So Anyway, let's go in with my liner. So the moral of the story is I think I gotta make an appointment with my doctor and talk to her about my inability to focus and live my best life. So, what is happening? The red is throwing me off, you guys. It just looks so weird. It looks like I have a bleeding eyeball. I don't know. Come on, get on there. Just not a lot of liner, just a little liner. Anyway, what do you guys think I should serve at my eventual US citizenship achieval party? Hot dogs, right? Should I have hot dogs? Kind of pays homage to my roots, although we have good bratwurst in Germany. I didn't like American food when we moved here. I thought it was so gross, and I still don't like American candy. I think it's too sugary, and it's like the sugar is like the first thing that you taste. I still love my German chocolate the most. And my Haribo gummies. Oh man. Cost Plus World Market gets hit up by me pretty frequently because I think, oh, I need 5 to 10 bags of candy. Let's go there. They have a lot of the stuff that I used to eat in Germany, so that is so pretty. That's such a pretty, simple eye look. Why have I not been using these? Those are just okay. Well, we'll bust them out. All right, guys, I'm gonna do the other eye, put on mascara, and then we'll figure out what to put on my lips and do my brows. And we're back. Hi. Okay, finished the eyes. By the way, I am testing out a new mascara, oddly enough, also from Essence. Look at me, I'm the Essence girl today. The False Lashes Mascara Extreme Volume and Curl. I don't need curling on my lashes because they naturally tend to grow in an upward direction. So I can't tell you about its ability to hold a curl, but I can tell you that I got some nice volume. Anyway, I really like how this eye look turned out. Who knew that my old ass drugstore makeup could still give me a decent look? It can. I guess I should start using it a little bit more, huh? Anyway, let's put on some lipstick and finish this off. Today I am busting out my, let me play the trombone. This is the Tarte Glide and Go Buttery Lipstick in Bare Bud. This is so pretty. This is a really pretty color. Not a lot of payoff to this one, but a nice formula and just a good nude, I guess. Although I want some gloss. Let's do the Viseart in Petal. This guy, this. Oh yes, okay. A little bit of shine, that's what I needed. Okay, there we go. All right, guys. So this is my look for I'm gonna go brush my hair. I got some crimps in here from the little alligator clip, so we'll brush those out and put this in a delightful man bun, and I'm gonna go about my day. So thank you guys so much for taking the time to tune in today. Thanks for listening to my random musings. Let me know if you have any questions down below, and I'll see you guys tomorrow for an SPF review. All right. Toodaloo.